Testosterone levels are on the decline globally for years now. It's not a secret anymore. And let's be honest, are you surprised? Look around, look how people live. Look how you live probably. We used to lift stuff. We used to bike to work. We used to be strong, work together. We used to eat real food. We used to be in nature to entertain ourselves, right? Not swipe on a screen and eat comfort food all day. For the people like me who want to get ahead and are aware of that and are ready to take action, it kind of is a great opportunity, right? I mean, all these men becoming more weak, it will be easier for me to get ahead, to outcompete them on several metrics. I want to be successful. I want to have financial freedom, and I want to have attractive women in my life. So in a way, it's good for me that I have less masculine, testosterone-filled men compete about the same attractive women. So in this video, I want to talk about, sure, some optimizations, how to improve your testosterone levels, but really I want to go into depth about what you can really do to completely change your environment to make you more masculine and make you more attractive for high-value women. So let's dive in a bit and look at 3 things that you can do to improve your testosterone levels. But first, we're going to look at what testosterone even is, but really to set yourself up for long-term success. Changing some habits and routines is great, but really, what is the main factor that turns you from a weak man into a strong, desired man? But I'm not a scientist, right? I don't know the exact measurements. I don't know the exact consequences and how it interacts with other hormones and molecules. Most of my clients are engineers and just in general really smart people. And not that I'm not smart, but I used my Austrian systems thinking engineering brain to build social structures, to become more social, to become more charismatic. So I don't want to, give a lecture on the science part of it now. But fact is, we've been measuring testosterone for a while now. And the crazy thing is, we started measuring it, I think in the 40s, because people said men are becoming so weak. You can go back in history through newspapers and articles, and every 10 years you will basically see the same notion of men are weaker, men are weaker, men are weaker for like hundreds of years now. It's not the first time that this happened, but clearly we're living in a society where you can just survive being at home these days. It is no surprise that testosterone levels are literally less than half than they were used to be like 40, 50, 60 years ago. Now the base notion of what is testosterone, it's the masculine hormone that makes you want to go up in the morning and get to work and be strong and fight and protect, have sex and chase and hunt and build but destroy at the same time. So that's that. On the contrary, there's some scientists question previous assumptions about testosterone levels. For example, some racist studies 50 years ago were trying to blame black crime on higher testosterone levels in black population. So they ignored so many other elements to urban black crime in 60s and 70s, zoning laws, housing laws, controversial food stamp programs, cocaine epidemic, which was blamed on black people, but really funneled by government agencies. You can Google Iran-Contra scandal for more information on that. Really what I want to talk about here is, what does it mean for you that testosterone is just globally going down? What does that say about us as a society, about us as men, and about the modern challenges that you are facing as a human being, as a man on this planet? And how can we face those challenges and actively do something about it? There's one way of just analyzing and crying about it and trying to optimize stuff. And there's one other path that is really purely taking full ownership and taking action. And this is what I want to talk about. So your testosterone level is kind of, the science and exact numbers aside, a metaphor for your masculinity and how you operate as a man in modern society. It defines how you feel and how you interact with other people every day. So we can look at things like, how do you feel around other powerful men? How do you feel around women? Do you have control over your life? Can you hold eye contact with people, right? Or does it make you feel a bit weird? Can you stand up to your boss when he's clearly in the wrong and you feel, disrespected? Do you step up when someone is in danger? Can you protect people? Do you regularly push your social comfort zone, or are you getting deeper and deeper into a hole in that sense? And do you ever do combat sports, right? Do you push yourself in that sense? Or again, are you in your comfort zone all the time? And especially important here, do Do you approach strangers? Do you approach women? When you see a desirable woman on the street or anywhere in public or in a bar, in a club, anywhere, are you going up to her? Do you own your masculinity? Do you put it out there? Can you be direct and honest with not just women, but in general with people? Can you ask the waiter to bring, the thing again because he brought it wrong? Can you tell people to hurry up? Or you always people pleasing? Are you always on the nice guy side of things? So it's clearly beneficial as a man who wants to operate successfully in the world to improve his testosterone level. It is crucial. It is an important factor of your masculinity. So let's start with the quick fixes, the easy things we can kind of like check off the list, right? What can you do to improve your testosterone levels? If you've seen videos like this before, it's obvious. Eat more meat, get more sunshine, move more, lift heavy weights, optimize your sleep, walk, take the steps, do no-fap. Don't constantly release your jizz and your life juice into a tissue. The man hormone. We also talk about estrogen, the female hormone. Females also have testosterone in their body. Men also have estrogen in our body. That's not a bad thing. It's okay to have, the female hormone in our body. The problem is when it just becomes too much or when the ratio is totally out of balance, which it is. We have foods and materials that are estrogenic, which means when we eat them, when we consume them, when we touch them, when it rubs off on us, we will increase our estrogen level to a point that is just not good anymore. Especially stuff like soy food, a lot of different vegetables. You can Google this. Seed oils are bad for us, right? In high consumptions. It's often a problem with a very vegan diet. There's a lot of soy in there. Tofu is made out of soy. People drink oat milk and soy lattes and all this, fake stuff that just wasn't there 100 years ago, and it's clearly having a consequence now. You should drink water. You should not sit so much. So that's kind of the easy stuff. You might have heard that before, and that's why I'm going through it really quickly. The question is like, why is the government doing this with us? Why is society making men weaker? And here I'm putting on my tinfoil hat for a bit, and basically I'm like, if I would be a dictator overlord trying to control everything, I would do the same. Like, how do you conquer a society? You make the man weak and then you attack. That's kind of like a basic formula for war. So real quick conspiracy section of the video. If I were an overlord and were trying to, create a future dystopian society, I would try to remove gender differences. It's a great place to start. How do I do that? Women, they can also work in factories. They must work harder. They would grind. They don't have to have children, right? They should just be really tired. And men, they should not ask questions. They should follow the government protocol. A lot of virtue signaling on social media without actually doing anything, like getting the positive feelings of posting without actually doing something in the real world. And of course, if I want to conquer a society, what is the first step? You make the man weak. At the end of the day, the men are going to be the ones who defend their country, defend their laws, defend their freedom, defend their wives, their children. The weaker the man is, the less his ability to defend and to fight and to build and to, conquer and protect and re-attack and so on. Putting all that masculine energy that you have into porn, into video games, into fake realities like virtual realities or computer games, and being able to still be the hero, but in a fake PlayStation game, is a great place to start if you want to make a society weak. Also, up their food, up their media, influence them in a way where you don't even know anymore what a man is. Like, if I'm confused of what masculinity is, then I don't even know how to act to be a man. So that is the big confusion these days. And as I mentioned, it's not the first time, but it just really feels different this time with all the designed food and AI and hyper optimized, media and very monopolies of media like Netflix being controlled of a very lefty kind of environment and so on. I don't know. I'm just a young guy who's good with girls, but clearly something to think about on the conspiracy side of things. So even though I do believe that these elements that are just listed have a huge impact on our testosterone level, I don't think that is the most important part, right? We ate bad food before. We were sitting a lot before, probably, right? We smoked and drank alcohol, like we now in us men over hundreds of years. We did all that bad stuff before. I think the biggest factor for why men are getting more weak than ever, and just like this global crisis it's kind of hard to get out of, is we just living more isolated than ever. Never in the history was it possible to work from home, make money from home, order food to home, never leave your house, and still are an accepted member of society. We totally took away this huge part of what a human is, this tribal animal who interacts with other men and, builds together, goes hunting together, exchanges ideas together, dances around the fire together, chills together, gets high together, throws parties together, builds a hut together, bathes yourself in the river together to look out for crocodiles. All that stuff is being taken away from us. So, of course, we cannot nearly get back to the testosterone levels we had, even if we optimize all the other stuff, right? Like do a little bit of sauna, do squats, don't eat soybeans and eat red meat and move and do this and that. That's all little corrections. I watched a video of Hamza recently, and I think he made a really good point there when he said we're trying to optimize for those tiny changes. It's almost like, he gave that example of we were running a marathon and we were like, okay, which shoe should we choose? This one or this one? This one will make me 0.2% faster, when we are also dragging a 50-kilo rock behind us. And the rock, in that sense, is the fact that we are isolated as men. We don't have to go out anymore for anything. And the worst part, we don't have to go out anymore to meet women. We can all swipe on Tinder now, and it's the most demasculating thing that is out there, and everybody's relying on it. Everybody's just accepting it. And even worse, we are shaming people now who are still approaching, who still make an attempt to make a connection, who still, even if it's a cheesy pickup line, at least they're doing it face to face. Now we're shaming those people. We're saying they're harassing and stuff like that, and just putting that one label on everyone who tries. Are there street harassers? Yes. Are there people who cross boundaries on a social level? Absolutely. And they should not do that, and they should even face consequences. But you cannot just put this street harasser label on everybody who tries to still make social connections in the world. And the best part is only a very small minority of women are actually putting that label on guys. Most of them are very open to it, right? I've approached thousands of women in my life, and 99% always had a neutral or majorly positive reaction to my approach. As I said in many videos, the girls who kind of like give you a off look or just like no, or go away, they're in a bad state anyway, and then I just back off. I'm not pushing anyone who doesn't give me good vibes. And then again, I tried, I give up quickly. She has all the power. Cool, I'm not overpowering anyone. So I'm going a little bit on a rant here, but you can see how the social aspect's been taken away from us, and this is the major testosterone crisis. How are you supposed to get your testosterone levels up when you don't look a hot woman in the eyes anymore, when you don't receive the touch of her anymore, when you don't have to use your masculinity and your strength and your power to seduce and, attract her and then kind of conquer her on an emotional level and have beautiful sex with her and bang her and fuck her hard and make children eventually, and not yet if you're young. Of course, right? Like putting things into perspective in that way, it does make sense. I did mention at the beginning of this video that there is a bright side to this dark, sad reality that we're currently living in. And it is taking ownership, taking leadership, taking action over your own life. And I don't just want to say that as a buzzword. I want to offer a solution as well. It's my solution, take it or leave it. But here's what I'm doing. Here's what I decided to do with my life. And here's how I decided to use my time as a man. And here's my solution to outcompete the competition. I realized I didn't have to be around people. That's how I was for most of the time. And I also realized being alone sucks, right? I truly believe that the guy in Romania, I don't know, not to shit on Romania, it just came to my mind. The guy in Romania, working on a construction site, smoking, drinking coffee, a little bit too much coffee, here and there getting drunk, still is happier than the investment analyst working from home in his tiny apartment in the 55th floor, even in New York City, which is the metropolis of the center of the world. He's happier. He's out there. He's working with his buddies. He's sharing ideas. He's joking. He's having fun. He's riding a bike to the river, jumping in the summer, versus this guy in his little cubicle, staring at a screen all day, staring at numbers all day. Yes, making way more money, but also spending way more, realizing how he spends more, being trapped in this employment, circle of like making a little more, but spending a little more, and so on. So here's my solution. I realized I need to spend time with guys. And I also realized I want ladies in my life. I love intensity. I think you can live 10 years in 1 year if you do it right. So what I decided is I will spend certain months of the year in intense focus, intense direction towards my business, building structure, spending time with men, working out, building muscle, eating really healthy, cutting out all the distractions, purely focused on business, success, money, improving myself in that sense. This is why monk mode inspired me so much and why I'm making it a routine throughout the year. About 3 times per year, I'm locking myself in for 5 to 6 weeks in a beautiful villa like here. And it's actually not that expensive. If you split it, I'm here with 6 guys total. We're working for 30 days on that, on our body, on our business, on our masculinity, and of course our testosterone levels will go up, right? Next monk mode, I'll do a testosterone test on day 1, and I'll do a testosterone and full blood test on the last day. It will be really interesting to see the results. This is crucial. We're here together. We're supporting each other. We keep each other accountable. Do you think it would be okay here in this house to order McDonald's every day, sit in the living room in front of the other guys and scroll on TikTok? Or just be on the phone talking about what's going on or how I feel right now for hours and hours to some friends? No. We're all living in a house. We're sitting there working on our stuff, and it keeps you accountable. That's the thing with routines. I mentioned all this other stuff, work out and eat healthy and da-da-da. That's great, but your discipline will only get you so far. Discipline is very important, but it's hard. And we're all lazy. I'm lazy too. I might be one of the laziest people I know, but I am really good at building structures and systems that I can fall back on, right? We all eventually, once the motivation is gone and the discipline crumbles, we're all falling back to our base level. And for a guy living alone in his apartment, getting food delivery every day, basically having no accountability, no tribe, no brotherhood, his base level will be really low. It might be staying in bed till noon, not working out at all, eating chips all day, not talking to girls, jerking off, watching internet porn because he's just alone in his apartment. That's his base level. I cannot even get there, because if I live like that for 1 day, somebody would knock on my door and be like, Alex, what the f you doing? Get up, make a video. Hey, we're going to the gym. Why are you not joining? You sick? No? Okay, then come, let's go. What's wrong? Da-da-da. So even if I would, for a week, let's say, totally let myself go, maybe I'm going through a breakup, maybe I'm going through a hard time, I would still have the brotherhood pick me up and drag me along. And then obviously this would help me again. This would get my testosterone back up. This would get my mood back up. And then I can do it for them. And it's this beautiful pendulum that works. So that's monk mode. That's intense periods of masculine energy. Now, obviously, I cannot be in monk mode all year. Then I would be literally a monk, I guess. I don't want to do that. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy life, reward myself eventually. I want to get the juice out of life. What does that mean? I want to travel. I want to experience stuff. I want to talk to women. I want to waste a day. I want to get high sometimes. I want to get drunk for a week with buddies and girls around and party and let loose and stay up till 3 a.m. and be a bit hedonistic. So that's also part of my year. And that's also scheduled in. I block off a whole month. Yeah, probably gonna do some trips there. I'm gonna hang out with friends. I'm gonna create some events for my bikini brand. Here I'm gonna 2 weeks to South America to do infield and maybe film it. It's still good for my business. Also really intense towards other things, right? This enables me to, in my opinion, be 5 to 10 times more effective than the guy who from Monday to Friday goes to the office, but then goes home really tired and then uses the weekend to kind of recover and then doesn't really want to work. And then also, when he's with friends, he feels guilty because he still has homework from work or needs to finish his project. And then when he's spending with his girl, he's already thinking about work. And then when he approaches, he's like, I need to get home to get sleep. And it's just this constant stress of trying to handle everything. Yeah, if he would just block his year out into blocks like I do, it could work out, and it does work out beautifully. I've been living like this for several years now, I would say. in different forms. But the main thing that I've always had is I had community around me. I had a tribe around me. I had a brotherhood around me. I barely live alone. And if you're the kind of guy who's like, I have to live alone, I cannot live with other people, I would challenge that. Maybe you just didn't find the right people. Maybe you just lived with guys who pull you down and it sucks, right? Or you do operate incredibly well alone. Okay, cool. Then it is your duty to find guys around that you meet up with every day. We cannot live like this anymore, where we just days and weeks and months go past without us truly interacting with other powerful men that inspire us and with sexy girls that also inspire us to become a better version of ourselves. If you're inspired about this monk mode concept, as I said, I do it about 3 times a year. If you think you are a good fit to join the next one, you can send me a DM on Instagram. The link is below. So to finish this off, I want you to ask some honest questions to yourself. It has again to do with the female side of things, your female energy. Are you getting female energy in your life? Which I think is the biggest testosterone booster of them all. Ask yourself, do you approach women? Do you take social risks? Have you done karaoke ever or recently? Have you done anything social? Did you bring people together? Did you take initiative bringing men and women together in whatever form? Have you done any public speaking? Have you gotten a massage lately, right? Are you in touch with your feminine side, with your sensual side? Do you know how to do soft touch? Or are you always, when it's about touch, hardcore, it's MMA? On the other side, have you done MMA ever? Why not? Why did you give it up? Why is it not for you? What is the excuses in your head that you are making up when it comes to, physical fitness, and not just lifting weights, but also movement, learning about your body, your flexibility, increasing, your abilities in the bedroom, becoming more open-minded and so on. Very important, do you have female friends? Huge, right? Yes, we want to talk to girls on the street. We want to go on dates. We want to get laid. That's all cool. But the real king, the real masculine man, the real alpha, he has girls he has sleeping with, and he has female friends. Again, big counterpart to the cliche masculine who's just banging everyone. The guy who's truly in touch with himself, who's truly elevating. He's very balanced in that sense, and he has female friends to ask them questions, to get insights into female psychology, to have fun with, to chill with, and to increase his status, right? Like, imagine I show up to a business dinner with 3 girls. Even if I'm not banging them, it just shows so much status about me that there is women in my life who love hanging out with me. If we want to pull it back to a science, how many hours or how many minutes a week are you talking to desirable women? How many minutes a week are you spending communicating face to face with women that you want to have sex with? Sometimes I ask these questions a lot of my clients. The answer is like less than 5 minutes. And I don't have to explain why this is a problem. If your answer is also not enough, I wish it would be more, be honest to yourself. Book a call, link below, to talk to me or my team about what can we do to help your dating life, to finally get you the life you want and you deserve if you put in a lot of work. That's an option. It's a free call. That's it for that. Let me know what you think about the testosterone crisis, if I hit on some trigger points for you there, and I see you in the next video.